No, usually when I start rock fishing or right before I start rock fishing, I pretty much just kind of bask in the glory of the ocean and how powerful it is. And I just have to remind myself that one, I have to respect it, and two, I cannot underestimate it because man, the ocean is so unpredictable, but it's so beautiful at the same time. I just kind of gaze into well, here in the Pacific Ocean where I'm at, I'm just like, man, so beautiful. Gotta love it. Anyways, all right, time for some rock fishing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back rock fishing, of course, and we are back at our spot where we actually did very well on the last video that we were here. We pretty much caught like 5, or at least hooked 5. This is also where I caught my biggest ever cabezon, which was a monster. That thing was huge. But enough yapping, we need to get down there. Of course, to get down there, you gotta make sure that we don't slip on these rocks. The water is higher than previous, at least that's what it looks like to me. First spot looking good. I can pretty much cast out here, and then I'll cast out at what we call the 3 rock alley there. So here we should be good. Water again is high. We have a rock formation down here. This is where we were started to hook up a lot of them. If you missed that video, by the way, I'm gonna leave a link right up here somewhere, I think in the top right hand corner of your screen. Right here, we hooked up, I don't know how many fish, I think 3 in a row in a span of like, what, 5 minutes? Yeah, that was crazy. Today we're gonna be casting out this Pitbull tackle lure right here. This thing is pretty sweet. Hopefully we catch them on this. This is a pretty big hook though, so I don't know how well we're gonna perform, but we're gonna find out. Just a tad bit toasty today, but we'll see how that goes. There's a rock formation right there. We need to be careful of that. The swells isn't too bad today. Today's forecast is pretty much sunny. A little bit of a swell coming in and out. Not too bad. Ooh. I felt like that was a tug. I felt that. All right, we switched to a smaller lure, which is basically this Kitech here, green pumpkin, along with this 1 ounce lead jig head from Amazon. The reason why I switched is because the surf is not moving too much. It's moving, but it's not that bad, and I think we can do better when it comes to like a 1 ounce. We haven't gotten much love on this side. We had like 1 bite, but that's about it. So hopefully we'll be lucky. If this spot don't produce, I'm definitely gonna check out the other place that we have down the road, and that one is a new one, so we'll see how that goes. I feel like we're gonna catch at least 1 here. As long as we catch 1 here, I'll be happy. Oh, look at this. So we got tagged right there. Someone bit the tail. That means we got fish right here. That's a good indication. So now we gotta put on a new one. Well, whatever bit us came from over here, so we're gonna see if we can grab his attention again. Normally, when we get bit like that, it's usually an indication of 1, a fish, because obviously these fish will definitely bite the tail end, and 2, it'll also could be a lingcod or cabezon. Oh, there you go. Yep, that's a fish. I don't know what we got though. Yeah, what is it though? Oh, cavy. I think it's a cavy. Don't come off, dude. Oh, don't come off. All right, got a cabezon. That could be possibly the one that we got earlier. I'm not sure. We got him on the roof of the mouth. Look at that. So these things normally have to be 15 inches. Now, from what I heard, there's no size limit anymore. However, I don't want to take him because he's too small. I'm still that type of person. So I'm going to go and throw him back. So a little tiny cabezon, nothing to write home about. We could take him home if we want to, but he's too small. So there, dude. Tell your sister or your mother. So again, they changed the law here in California. You can catch cabezon and it doesn't matter what size it is, you can take them home now. And it's weird because before it used to be or it has to be 15 inches. For me personally, I don't want to take something that small home. I could, but I mean, I don't know why they changed the regulation. As of the posting of this video, just make sure to consult or check the regulations. So don't just take my word for it, but that's just from basically what I've read on the changes when it comes to cabazon. So that's just way too small, so I don't want to take it. Now if we get like a big one, I'll take a big one. If it's like too big, such as the giant one that we caught right here at 3 Rock Alley, I'm not gonna take that one home because that one is way too big, so it needs to live its life. So somewhere in between, so like maybe at least 15 inches. So a little quick tip, and as I always do that in my video, whenever you catch something in a specific spot, cast there multiple times. Like this ain't bass fishing, but it's somewhat similar. If you caught one fish at a spot, there could potentially be more, so just keep casting at that spot. So I tied on a new color right here, and it is called, I think, bubblegum or something like that. I don't know, but this head right here, the jig head, glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. A lot of sparkles, so hopefully it catches some fish attention. However, we need to move a little bit just right there because we weren't really catching anything on this side. Now this rock is a little darker, so that means it's getting hit. It's also wet, so that one's brown-ish. This one's a lot more darker right down here. Man, this thing casts for miles. I'm gonna back up the brakes a little bit because that is a heavier lure. This one we gotta fish a little faster on the bottom because this one is heavier, so it can get snagged a little bit more. So the other one, we can finesse a little bit and not fish it as fast. We gotta take note that there's a rock where we just bumped into right there, so. Oh, that's a big wave. Okay, these waves are moving pretty good. That's a good one. We're gonna get wet. Some of these swells coming in hard, guys. I did not expect those swells to be that big. Everything behind us literally is wet and got hit pretty hard. We got a tide pulling behind us now. So yeah, we definitely got to be careful. I didn't think that those waves can come up pretty high, but like I said in the beginning of the video, this is the ocean, specifically the Pacific Ocean. So this ocean don't care. But the biggest thing is that we do have a submerged rocks right there. A little submerged, or well, not submerged, but huge rock that will break those waves. So we don't have to worry too much. If we do get hit, we're not gonna get like swept into the ocean. We can get wet though, because everything literally behind us, this whole thing, like the water came up right there. This was somewhat dry earlier, it's getting filled. Oh, we snagged once more. Now we're gonna go back before that wave hit right there. Gotta be careful hopping this. Yeah, I tie a mean Palomar knot, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna throw this root beer colored one right here. This looks sexy. Maybe let's throw out a little bit more over there, and this thing gets to the bottom pretty quick. It is 2 ounce weight, 2.5 ish. Man, that wave that's coming in is coming in hard. This ocean is somewhat angry right now. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, there you go. Never give up on your lure, even when it seems like it gave up on you. Let's see what the hook looked like. Hopefully it's not super bent. Nope, still good. Woo! Yeah, we're gonna take a shower over here, guys. That's a good one. Remember what I said in the beginning of the video, that you got to respect the ocean and all that? Well, this is the reason why right here. So we're fishing around this area right here on that rock. This wasn't completely wet earlier. The amount of waves that have been coming in, and we may get wet here. So I'm gonna back up just a tad bit because it's coming up already. That's a huge wave right there. Now it's got broken up by this rock formation, but that is pretty good right there. And it's coming in. Look at that. Look at that. So depending on the momentum, if it has a good enough momentum around this rock area right here, it's definitely gonna come around and it will hit all the way where we're standing at right here. If you were literally standing right here, you'll get wet. You'll get wet. you'll absolutely get wet along that area. You got to be careful, guys. And this is why I said what I said in the beginning of the video, because Mother Nature don't care if you're Michael Phelps or not. You're gonna get wet if you're not paying attention. And if you absolutely don't know how to swim, good luck, because if this thing sweeps you out, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Every time you guys go out there and rock fish, you always got to keep that in mind. It's not just about fishing or your tackle or your gear or how you fish or what type of lure that you're using. You have to keep the ocean in mind. So just PSA. On the last video that I was here catching all these fish, I was sitting right here on this spot, but I highly don't feel comfortable sitting right now with the ocean moving the way it is. I kind of want to cast out right on around this corner here and see if we can catch anything. I know there's a shelf right there, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but we'll at least just walk here and see. Hopefully we don't get wet. Oh geez, it doesn't look too bad. This is dry. We just have to be careful right along here. Got a lot of mussels, not my muscles, but those kind of mussels. See what we can come up with here. Oh, there's a starfish right there. Hey fella. So hopefully we don't get hit here. Hit meaning we don't get hit by a wave. There's a possibility because we're literally right there, but I don't know. So we'll find out. Okay, so the ocean comes up here, and that means we need to back up a little bit. So the water does come up. I see that. This gets hit right here. I can see that because it's wet. So we just have to be careful. Let's see if we can catch something along this area right here, because there's submerged rocks right here, and I know there's a shelf right here. So maybe since the water is high, maybe we'll catch a fish. But see, there's a submerged rock right there, submerged rocks. If the water isn't moving us much, we can target those rocks. But right now, we can't because the water is moving. Oh, well, it looks like we already hung up. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to free this up. Look at that ocean. Woo! So at this point, we only have about like 3 lures because I have yet to restock. So we're gonna go ahead and basically call it, at least for this area. That's pretty much it. We're gonna go and check out the other spot. I have another area just down the road that I noticed on Google Maps that could potentially be a good spot. So we're gonna go check that out. But at least we caught one fish here. Yeah, last time, man, that was insane. Like within 5 minutes, caught a bunch of fish right here. We're at the second spot now, and I've never been here before, but if the surf was calmer, I would say it's definitely doable. Right now the surf is, I wouldn't say completely ideal. It's not too bad. Can we fish it? I think we can. However, certain spots, like I'm about to show you guys right behind the camera over there, seems to be really, really good and highly promising. And of course, right down there too is highly promising. I'll show you guys that in a moment. There's a cliff right next to me right down there, and I might fish that because it actually looks good. It actually looks like a fish may be hiding in there, so we'll see how it goes. But it's absolutely beautiful out here, ladies and gentlemen, and sometimes you don't even have to fish. You can just take a look, but obviously that would make for boring content though. So the spot right here is getting hit like no other, and I don't know if you guys can tell from the camera, but see all the way over here, even as high as that, the rock is really dark, meaning it's getting hit by water. So you can see right here, light brown, right? Light brown rock. Okay, then it starts to get darker a little bit right here, and that one is dark brown. So that means that's a no-no spot. Now we could do a little bit down here, but that's also dark, meaning that it's also getting hit, because this area right here is absolutely prime time right there. Although I could fish right here. There's an inlet that goes in right there, and I kind of want to fish it. This is either going to be a good idea or a bad idea, but we're about to find out. If my wife is watching, please don't be mad at me. I won't slip, I promise. If we catch a good fish over here, we have a stout enough rod to bring them up, but man, that's gonna be something. Hopefully we don't get snagged. I don't know what's down there. I mean, I see some sediment coming up, so I'm assuming there's probably a lot of sand. Let's just monitor a little bit how the waves are working out. Oh yeah, that thing is getting hit like no other. Just all right, so it's sandy, it's not rocky, so I don't know whether or not we'll have some fish. I mean, maybe, I don't know, because I waited for the waves to basically back up so I can see a little bit of what's on the bottom, but I do see a lot of vegetation. So if we cast out, we may get snagged because there is a lot of vegetation down there, and plus it only seems like it's just sand. I'm not saying there's no fish down there. We may cast out another day. I wanted to so bad. All right, let's Dora the Explorer this thing. This is such an inlet right there that I don't know whether or not there'll be fish right there, but there is a spot right here for us to fish, and it's worth a try. Yeah, I feel like my wife's gonna kill me if she sees this video. We can cast out like right here, right around this area, and see if there's anything at least, since we're already here. But I really want to fish that spot over there, but we can't right now. I'm on a cliff, so I need to be careful. We don't have to cast super far, so it's just literally right there. Perfect. I know we're already at the bottom. Oh, yeah, we're already snagged. Like I said, there's a lot of vegetation around here, so trial and error. That's really what rock fishing is. If you're looking for a spot, Google Maps is your friend, and then you go there, you cast and see how it is. But trial and error, that's pretty much what we're doing. What did we get caught up on? All right, so this is gonna be tricky on how we're gonna do this, because I'm basically on a cliff right now, so we're gonna have to go up. That way we have more leverage to pull this line, because right now I don't trust myself being over here. Just don't slip. That's the biggest thing, is don't slip. All right, at least we have more leverage here. Yeah, I don't know what we got stuck on. Well, we broke off of that. It looks promising, but man, I don't know what we got caught up on. I don't even see it. So there's got to be either a submerged rock or just a really like submerged vegetation that we just can't pull out of. This spot may be a bust today, I don't know. So this isn't a jig head, as you can see. And basically, I'm just gonna rig up this bigger swim bait here that I have. This is also a Kitech, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have that, you know, big enough jig heads for this thing. So there's an octopus hook. We're gonna see how we can just use this and utilize it, and hopefully, you know, we'll be able to fish with it. I mean, it looks good, you know, it's not too bad. Hey, if it looks stupid but it works, it's not stupid. We're gonna go check that spot out on the other side over there. There is also those spots over there, but I noticed that the wave hits that the most. So we're probably definitely gonna be going towards our right side. Well, this spot looks promising, but it's a damn cliff. Let's take a look on this side here. Yeah, it looks really good actually. This may work. All we have to do is cast out that way, and I think we can do that. And that's the reason why you need a stout rod, and we're gonna see. But yeah, sometimes you have to fish these cliffs over here in Northern California. This one's way too rocky on this side, so our best bet is this general area right here. It's a cliffhanger, but we'll see. It is going to be a challenge if we catch any fish out here. We just have to be careful because this is a cliff. Yeah, super rocky right here, so we have to cast out a bit further. Shallow right here in this area. I don't trust myself being on the edge of this cliff, so we're going to go and cast out from up here. Oh, it's already rocky. We already hit bottom. There's a rock right there, and we need to cast out somewhere along that area. I don't know if we already hit bottom. I'm assuming we hit bottom. Oh, what did we get hung up on? Ah, some sort of mussel. Okay, there is a rock formation right there, so hopefully I don't get snagged up on that. Well, boys and girls, for you guys that are at home, do not try this unless you know what you're doing. You know what's crazy? Every time I cast out, my butt puckers up. I feel like I'm gonna go with the lure, and I don't want to do that, obviously. Yo, it'll be such a challenge if we catch a fish here. I really want to catch one here. Oh no. Did we meet our match? We sure did. We hit a snag. Oh yeah, that's not coming off. I think this is it, boys. Cliff, you will be conquered one day. I'm coming back for you. I promise that. Coming back. Now, before I wrap this video up, due to the recent tragedy that happened or occurred here in my county, and it seems to happen quite often these days, I feel like I need to make this announcement, and I think I've mentioned it all throughout my fishing adventures out here in the coast. Know your limit. So if you don't trust yourself to be on that specific rock, don't do it. But you guys may say, well, Mr. Phil M, you are on the rocks and you're on the cliff and you're going to these treacherous places. Well, yeah, I go to these treacherous places because I know what I'm doing, and even then I still have to be cautious, as if Mother Nature is out to get me. Nature is highly unpredictable, and only you can prevent forest fires. I'm just kidding. Only you can prevent yourself from getting hurt. But in all seriousness, let's run down on where to go as far as rocks go. And again, I'm gonna go over this real quick. These rocks are a-okay. So if you see light brown rocks, they are good to go. If you see gray rocks, they are okay, but still be cautious. But for the most part, they should be okay. If you see dark brown rocks or just black rocks, such as this one or those ones, and absolutely those ones down there, all these rocks are not okay. I mean, it's really up to you on what you want to do, because obviously you're in charge of your own safety. But I'm just letting you guys know, if it's too good to be true and if it's too dangerous, it probably is, so just don't do it. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like, because it definitely helps me out, and the algorithm tells YouTube that, hey, this guy is really cool, and you guys will watch the fishing videos and recommend it to everybody else. Comment down below if you think I'm crazy for going to these types of spots. As a matter of fact, I actually do think I'm crazy sometimes going to these spots. Aside from that, from the beautiful Northern California that I call home, my name is Mr. Phil M. I'll see you guys in the next fishing adventure. Tight lines, guys. Chee!